My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake.
Good morning, and welcome to Joe Knows South Lake. I am Joe Carlisle. How are you doing today? Look, it is the first Friday in September. It's September 6th. I'm really glad you're here. We have a really fun show coming for you. Today is normally sports day, and because of a scheduling issue, our guest couldn't be here, so we're going to have some fun. I'm going to teach you today what I know about sports. Looking forward to that, Jay?
Yes, sir, I am.
So I'm going to teach you what I call sports speak. Very important when you're talking sports. Today we're going to also talk about what hurricane. I'm going to encourage you today. I don't care what you've heard. We are not talking about Dorian. It's not going to happen. Today we are also going to cover 4 national days. There's 4 national days today. You have to see that. Some of them, actually all of them, are really, really cool. We're going to do... You don't usually see this, but we're doing community events today. I'm looking forward to this. I think there's going to be a new section of our news part, and again, then we're going to have Joe Knows Sports. I'm my own guest. How about that? Actually, technically, Jay is the guest today because he'll tell me if I know sports.
Hooray!
Anyways, as usual, we need to hear from the sponsors. I am so grateful for. We're going to go to commercial break, and I'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.
Purchasing a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with The Mortgage Firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Saturday night, October 5th, Claremont, Florida, get ready as Local Pro Wrestling presents Fight Fest, featuring 6 hard-hitting matches, including the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury, against Aaron Epic. In the semi-main event, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and former TNA superstar Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark. And the main event for the evening, former WWF WCW superstar, the Cuban Assassin, takes on the Marquis Bruce Santee. Adult tickets are $15 and children ages 5 to 12 are only $10. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. For more details, follow us on Facebook at Local Pro Wrestling or visit localprowrestling.com. Come support Local Pro Wrestling live.
Purchasing a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with The Mortgage Firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
Welcome back. Hey, it's great to hear from our sponsors, and as you all know, I am so grateful for the people in my life that help support us, support me, and support the station and everything that we do. It's so hard to look at a commercial and see how much they support us, but we are grateful for them. That's Mary Rhodes at the Mortgage Firm, been a champion in my life for a long time. Les Allier with Local Pro Wrestling, awesome guy. I don't know him much before the other day, but I can tell we're going to build a relationship. He's really neat. And Erica's just fantastic. I known her for a little while. Real pillar of the community and a happening downtown. So you've got to keep an eye on those people. Thank you for paying attention. All right, so what are we going to do? Well, let's talk about not talking about the hurricane. I don't know about you guys, but I can tell from the faces in this studio, people are just tired of Dorian. And my heart goes out to those that may still have to feel some of those effects. I did hear it's going up to New England. I don't live there anymore. I've had 10 days is enough for me. How about you, Jay?
I'm spent, Joe. I'm spent. If I have another hurricane fiasco, I will say it took me a little bit to clean up the moss that was in my driveway,
Yeah.
which that was the most devastating thing. It could have been a lot worse. It really could have been a lot worse for everybody. I'm thankful that it didn't hit. I think the hurricane hangover, I think, is the fact that there was just such a buildup with nothing really actually materializing from it, and I think people were just for a long time just kind of on the edge of their seat waiting for something to happen, and with nothing actually at the level what they expected it to happen not actually coming through. I think it just kind of left a weird feeling for everybody, because there's still stuff that's stirring in the Atlantic, so
And
we may not be out of the woods yet.
I've been talking to people all week, and we've all had the same feeling. Is it Tuesday? It feels like a Saturday or a Sunday because you don't know if you're going back to work the next day, and is it really a day off? Not really, because you're kind of hunkered down. I know that an awful lot of people. As a matter of fact, I was out trying to do business myself yesterday, and I could tell just in trying to deal with people that they're very. They're still out of sorts. So hopefully today is better. All the people I've seen this morning, Joe gets started wicked early. That's a northern New England phrase, by the way. Wicked good. But most of the people look like they're getting back into the swing of things. It's probably a good thing that we were left with 2 days. They have a weekend to kind of ramp themselves back up, and I'm sure that we'll all hit the ground running on Monday.
And Wicked's actually a very famous local pro wrestler, I heard.
Oh,
That's the name of a very, very, very famous. You could ask Les Allier about that.
I
Next
will
time
have
you
to-
see him, you got to ask him about the legend of Wicked.
the legend of Wicked.
He'll fill you in.
I appreciate that. I will. Okay, that's enough about the hurricane.
What hurricane?
What hurricane? Today, actually, the first day in September, every day is a national day. I don't know if you guys know. There's a thing called the National Day Calendar. That's where I get a lot of this stuff from. And today actually had our 4 national days. We decided to talk about them because I thought they were all kind of cool. As I put on my old guy symbol. There we go. You need to borrow them here? No? Okay, first, the serious one. Today is actually National Food Bank Day. And today is actually dedicated that no one goes to bed hungry. Look, if you go through, I'm not a fan of giving away the stuff that's been sitting in your cupboard for like 3 years. We've all got it. Don't pretend you don't. You have to be like major anal retentive not to have something in the back of your pantry that you bought for a holiday and never used. Right? It's the expiration date. I don't throw away at expiration dates. They say best buy. I can actually deal with not best, as long as it's not bad. Heck, I'll even open it and smell it first. Does that make me gross?
The views of the host do not reflect the station. I don't know, something about that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one, Joe. I don't know. I've seen both sides of the spectrum. I have a wife that will meticulously go through everything inside of our pantry, and but I also have some family members that, I don't know. The date on it is like, meh.
Okay, so here's the best part. If you're one of those anal retentive people, a lot of that stuff can still be used. Don't throw it away, okay? It's better in the trash bin of the food bank than in your trash bin, because the food bank might still be able to get use out of it, okay? And look, if you're really altruistic, you can actually go to the grocery store and fill a bag of groceries. And I can tell you what, the 2 things food banks never have enough of is peanut butter and cereal. They're very hard to get. They're high-end items for them to purchase. So if you really want to bless a food bank, you should get peanut butter and or cereal and just bring it to them. As a matter of fact, come the holidays, November, we're going to have a peanut butter drive. We're going to try to raise 2,000 jars of peanut butter. I have people tell me I can't do it, but you know what? I'd rather fail in the trying than not make the attempt. What do you think about that, Jay?
I agree. And even if we get a little close, man, we're going to have a whole bunch of peanut butter.
Amen. Can you imagine if we blow it out of the water? If we got 3,000 jars? I mean, that would be cool.
Now, is this a choosy moms choose Jif kind of thing, or you kind of bring any peanut butter you got?
Any peanut butter you want.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll find a local food bank. I have a couple I lean towards. I'll reach out to those resources, but I know that there are several that we could bless, especially with the holidays coming. And we'll talk about some of the stuff you might be able to do to bless people who are not as fortunate through food and that sort of thing, especially with Christmas around the corner. There's all sorts of stuff we can do. So, what else? Oh, the next national day. It's National Lazy Moms Day. I thought this one was kind of fun, and this day the first day in September is actually dedicated to moms whose job never seems to end. And the whole way to celebrate it is moms should be lazy today. Those dishes aren't going to go anywhere. They'll be there tomorrow. The laundry will be there tomorrow. And actually, if your family is really cool, if you're a husband or a child listening to this, do some of those chores for mom. Give her a break. Let her go take a bath in peace. Don't call her. Don't knock on the door. Don't do anything. Just let her alone. Look, sometimes the best thing you can do for a mom is to give her a few minutes to herself. So, dedicated to National Lazy Moms Day. I'm sure I can see the amen in Doris's eyes over here. She has an amazing story. We'll probably never get her on camera, but I'll find another mom to tell that same story. So, now, do I need to explain this one? There's a National Day. What do you think? Do you like coffee ice cream, Jay?
I like coffee. I love ice cream. I don't know that I've had. I'll have to try that. I don't know if I've ever had that before. Actually, I take that back. I have had that before. It's not bad. If there's a whole day for it.
There's a whole day for it. Now, here's the key
day.
with coffee ice cream. Coffee ice cream either really, really sucks or it's really, really good. There is no in-between coffee ice cream. So take yourself to the store, spend the extra few cents. As a matter of fact, if you're really smart, you go to a place like Brewster's, which has been making ice cream forever in this town, and get some coffee ice cream there. It's really, really good. I'm sure. Look, if you need to ask me questions about Coffee Ice Cream Day, we need to have a conversation because you need some help. That's pretty self-explanatory. How about this one? This one's kind of self-explanatory. National Read a Book Day. Well, how do you suppose you celebrate Read a Book Day?
Binge watch Netflix.
Yes, that's it. Exactly. I was actually in a home recently on a ministry call, and I you could tell a lot by the books on somebody's bookshelf and the pictures on their walls, right? Just about the type of person they are. So this person had like a whole wall bookcase, and I walked up to see what kind of books they were. There wasn't a book on it. It was all videos. It was all like laser discs and old VHS videos, and I thought, wow, what a shame. And they had a bunch of children. As far as I could tell, they didn't have a book in the house. I don't recommend that. Reading is not just good for you, it's good for the people around you, especially if you have children or employees, people looking up to you. They should know that readers are leaders. You want to advance your life, you'll read a book. They say that you are the average of the 5 people in 5 years. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with and the books you read. So anyways, that's it about national days. They're all cool. I thought they'd be kind of fun today. What else we got? Well, we're going to do some, there's some stuff going on in town coming up. First thing is Sips and Salsa. You looking forward to that one?
I'm really looking. We will actually be live, Joe. We will be live at Sips and Salsa. It is September 14th at 2 p.m. It ends at 10 p.m. It's going to be a jam-packed day, and just a few things as you can see on your screen. Joe, they're going to have Chihuahuas racing. What are your thoughts on this?
A Chihuahua race.
There will be the racing of the Chihuahuas.
I'm wondering if they can get one of them to go in a desired direction.
Well, we're gonna broadcast that live.
Okay,
So
we'll broadcast the
we'll
whole
see.
event.
Yes, we will
we're
see
going
how
to be
it's
there
gonna
all
go.
day.
Yes.
We're from this goes 2 to 10, I believe.
Yes.
I don't know if we will be there right till 10 p.m. I'll leave that up to the producer. But from 2 o'clock on, a good portion of this will be coming on with live broadcasts. Joe will be there. We'll be interviewing people on the spot, checking out some of the food trucks and some of the food. We'll be checking out the events. They have some great kids events. I was actually here. I had a booth in this last year for my real estate, and it was actually a really fun event. I would say, though, come prepared for whatever the weather will do, because it is September. It can rain all of a sudden. That was the mistake I made. I was drenched. Then I was miserable. My fault, not the event's fault. All right. We also have something coming up. The Wine Walk happens downtown Claremont every single month. This week it's Friday, September 20th. The Wine Walk is actually on String Cheese Day. What they're going to do to celebrate string cheese, I'm not quite so sure. They have you can, if you're in the downtown confines of the walk, you can walk around with your glass of wine. Several businesses offer wine. A ticket is, you have to have a photo ID to participate. It's $15, includes a glass map and a wine coupon. Tickets are available at Bacchus Vino, or is available at Bacchus Vino. There is also tonight, there are food trucks downtown.
First Friday.
It's called Music on Montrose. They actually have Otis Day. Do you know who Otis Day is, Jay?
I've heard of it.
I bet you Doris knows who Otis Day is. No?
I really don't.
Otis Day and the Knights were the band that played in the movie Animal House. That iconic song, Makes Me Want to Shout, is an Otis Day song. Well, Otis Day will actually be at Music on Montrose tonight. So,
Sweet.
This weekend. So, go check that out. Also, Kiwanis Club and Ash Travel is sponsoring a charity Texas Hold'em tournament. That's Saturday, September 14th. That'll be next weekend. This is at, see, I keep taking my glasses off. I don't need that piece of paper. Ignore that piece of paper. Let me see. It's at The Ridge, 2601 Diamond Club Drive. I think this is Sanctuary Ridge Golf Company. So all the proceeds are for scholarships and kids programs throughout South Lake County. So all of the funds raised here are benefiting direct our South Lake community. Door prizes, raffles. First place is $1,000. Second place is $500. $250, $150, and $100. So they go all the way down to the fifth place. If you like poker, if you like Texas Hold'em, that'd be a lot of fun. I'm kind of not personally into that, but I've watched them. I don't get it. I don't want to learn it. I have enough issues. Poker doesn't need to be one of them. Let me see. We have coming up Coffee and Conversation with Mayor Gail Ash. This is 10 to 11 a.m. Saturday, September 1st. So this is 2 weekends from now. It's at Dash Sports at 741 West Montrose Street in downtown Claremont. I've been to one of these before. This should be a good event. If you have any questions about what's going on in the community, she actually portrays a lot of information. She talks about, I don't know what she's going to talk about there. She talked about the Olympia Center last time and some of the development in Claremont. Really, really cool. And we're grateful for our elected officials because, whether you agree with their politics or not, generally on the local level, being an elected official is a very thankless job. And, I just want to say I appreciate them for stepping up in service and serving. There's also something really cool happening next Tuesday. It's a mental health first aid course, and it's something for CE credits. I heard about this morning at the Chamber of Commerce First Friday Connect, and it just seemed really cool. It's sponsored by Cornerstone Hospice. And we're going to get some people out here from Cornerstone Hospice. They do some really cool stuff with mental health in the community. This one is sponsored by USA Mental Health First Aid and Be Free Lake, which is an organization which helps fight drug addiction in the community. This is on Tuesday, the 10th. That's next Tuesday at the Cooper Memorial Library. There's a light lunch, and you receive a free mental health first aid workbook and certification as a mental health first aid provider, recognized by the National Council for Mental Health. That just might be a good informational thing if you're interested in that field, or you're interested, people in your life that might help you deal with the other folks. Maybe you need a little bit of mental health first aid. I know I need some every now and then. So, at any rate, excuse me.
Are we going to have enough time to talk about sports today, Joe?
We are going to have enough time to talk about sports.
You're going to educate us all on sports.
I'm going to educate everybody on sports. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about sports.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Joe.
That pause said it all, I think, Jay.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we have to go talk about sports, but before we do that, we're going to hear from our sponsors again. So we'll see you in a minute.
Purchasing a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with The Mortgage Firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clearmont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
Saturday night, October 5th, Claremont, Florida, get ready as Local Pro Wrestling presents Fight Fest, featuring 6 hard-hitting matches, including the Technical Alchemist, David Mercury, against Aaron Epic. In the semi-main event, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and former TNA superstar Mr. 630 Jarrell Clark. And the main event for the evening, former WWF WCW superstar, the Cuban Assassin, takes on the marquee Bruce Santee. Adult tickets are $15 and children ages 5 to 12 are only $10. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite. For more details, follow us on Facebook at Local Pro Wrestling or visit localprowrestling.com. Come support Local Pro Wrestling live.
Okay, so welcome back. And once again, thank you to our sponsors. They are dear to our heart, and we really appreciate it. You should use their businesses. Please patronize them. Is that the word? Patronize a business? Yes, it is. Please patronize their business. I'm a big fan of Spend Your Dollars Local. And so if you have dollars to spend in those fields, please come out. And I know that local pro wrestling event, that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's very, very affordable when you compare it against other wrestling events. So please go. Okay, Jay, you ready to join us?
I think so. Give me one second here. Let's do the old Sports Center thing here.
The Sports Center thing, okay. You're going to see both of us at the same time.
Let me adjust your camera slightly here.
All right.
There we go, Joe.
There we go. So make sure I don't lean one way or the other too much.
Okay, this is going to be like the when the two guys on SportsCenter argue with each other about which team's better.
Oh, good.
So let's start off the right way, Joe. What is your favorite sport?
Literally, my favorite sport. It's hard for me to pick a sport. All sports are just so. Sports are so important in our society. It's so hard to pick one. Wouldn't you agree, Jay?
I think that's a good deflection.
Well, how do you pick? Look, each one has something. I mean,
if you had to sit down, if someone forced you to sit down and watch sports, Joe, what would you say? All right, fine, let's watch this.
If I had
every sport's on right now, and you're like, all right, we got to sit down and watch the sporting event. You would watch what?
I would, if I had to watch it on TV, I'd rather watch hockey.
Okay, interesting. Did you ever go to a Solar Bears game when that was a thing to do?
No, but I grew up being dragged to Bruins games.
Oh, okay.
And then in high school, I pretended I knew what I was talking about because I lived in Concord, New Hampshire, and it was all about skating and playing hockey. Football players played hockey in the winter. Baseball players played basketball in the winter.
Right.
I mean, we had very few straight basketball players. That was kind of just like we had straight hockey players. They might play football to get in and stay in condition, but never the other way around. We just weren't. We were a big basketball school, but only because those guys from other sports were trying to play.
Okay, so let's ask the real question here. Does Joe know sports?
Joe knows sports.
Joe knows sports.
Joe knows sports.
So in a situation where you may be around a bunch of other people who also know sports, maybe not as much as you know, what would you do to make sure you mentioned that you have some sports speak. Please explain what sports speak is. Okay, so here's the deal.
That Jay and I are playing with you. My family knows, and most of my close friends know, that Joe does not know sports. Okay? At least I know that hockey is done in an ice rink, uses a puck and a stick. I know basically that I played football. I played left out for 4 years.
Explain left out. Is that left field? Or?
No, that was literally left out.
Oh, that's the position next to right bench.
That's right. They actually named a spot on the bench for me. When I left school, they retired that bench, mostly because it had a lot of wood rot. But the bench was retired, and that was for Joe. Okay.
Nice.
So I did play football in high school, but I had next to zero athletic ability. And I was a big guy. I was the biggest guy on the team. I was 275 pounds. We were Division III. And because I didn't have a lot of skill and or experience, my mom and dad were dancers. So as soon as I could stand up to a woman high enough to, hold her hand and put my hand around her back appropriately, I danced. My dad was owned a ballroom dance studio. One of my first arguments with my father was that all young men have a place where they draw the line. They're gonna stand up to dad and be a man. And that first conversation for me was over: was I gonna dance that year in his studio, or was I gonna play football? And pretty much, how teenagers are. I won that argument and then realized I didn't know anything about football. And coaches, well, they're just interested in winning. A good number of them, at least back then. But they did let me play. They let me on the team. We had a small team that worked in my favor because, you dress 12 guys in most divisions that have big schools. They have a limit, right? You can only bring 50 guys onto the field.
Right.
There were like 50 people in my class. My whole school only had like 215. So pretty much if you joined the team, you were dressing for every game.
Correct.
Playing
both ways.
Playing both ways. Actually, I was one of the guys that, you always see these guys at the end of the game. People are coming off the field sweaty and muddy, and there's like that one or two guys. Their uniform looks like they just stepped out of the locker room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me.
Gotcha.
That was me. My jersey was still white and green.
Yeah.
So as an adult. I learned. It wasn't as much of a big issue until I, one, joined the Marine Corps. I was around other guys, but you didn't have to watch sports. They went and did that. I just didn't do it with them. Two, when I went to college and I got married and I started having children when my boys got older, I still didn't know much about sports, but I allowed them to do it because they wanted to. Of course, my wife is a sports fan, so we made sure they played sports. And all of my sons were fantastic athletes, still are as adults. Well, all except my oldest. But he's like studying to be a doctor, so he didn't have much time to be an athlete. Right. At any rate, so I developed what I called Sports Speak.
Okay.
And
so tell me more about Sports Speak.
Okay, Sports Speak are those phrases that you can use if you're around a bunch of sports freaks who know everything about the sport, but you don't want to seem like you're an idiot. Okay, and trust me, I've made comments that make me look really, really dumb. Okay, thankfully, people around me who love me would lean over and go, "Joe, shut up. That's really, really dumb, Joe. Shut up." So I developed the generic sports terms. Can you bring up the first one?
Let me. I can pull up. Do you want me to pull up the list, or you want to go one by one?
Well, let's start one by one, and then we'll go to the list. You can bring up the first one.
The first one, I'll have to read it. You want me to just read it?
Read it away.
It's not rocket science. The team that puts the most points on the board wins.
Okay, right? It's not rocket science. The team who puts the most points on the board wins. There are 19,000 variations of this.
I don't know, Joe. I think that's a tell-all right there. I think in a room full of sports freaks, I don't know if this one's going to pass. Unless they think that you would have to say that as if you're making a joke, though.
See, no. You say it in the proper moment.
Convince me, Joe.
Okay, so everybody's sitting there. Let's say they're watching football. Okay, and the balance of the score is extreme. And it doesn't matter whether they have the losing team or the winning team. It's all in how you say it. So you say, "Hey, look, it's not rocket science. The team who scores the most wins."
I don't know. I'm going to call BS on that one.
The team who gets the most goals wins. I know you say you're going to call BS.
Folks, if you think that will pass at any sporting event that you've been to where people are watching a game, and you think that the guy that speaks up and says that, even in a most convincing manner, and they're not telling it like a joke, I don't know if that's going to pass.
It's all in preference.
Feel free to comment.
Do us a favor. Comment. Comment and let us know.
Right,
What's the next one?
Let's move on. It's all about the mindset and skill. The team that makes the most mistakes loses.
Okay, this actually was born out of my time in the locker room in high school. I had a coach, and every time we came into the locker room, he was kicking a can and hollering about mental mistakes.
Right.
And it was always mental mistakes. And he would literally say, "The guy who makes the least mental mistakes wins."
I think the sports fan, I'm using my quotey fingers here. Let me put it my quotey fingers here. I think the person who says that at the event is the one that made the mental mistake and loses the game. I don't know. That's kind of right up there with the first one. I don't know if that's going to pass.
I know it sounds nuts.
I like the third one. The third one looks promising.
We were literally undefeated for 3 years on that concept.
It's all about the mindset and skill.
It's all about skill and mindset.
This one kind of reminds me of listen, guys, get back to fundamentals. You got to stick to the
It's
fundamentals.
A variation. It's all about the fundamentals.
Right,
if Kobe would just go to the hole and remember the fundamental. See, you have to know how to add in the little things. If everybody's talking about Kobe, or if whoever's on the court is on the court, you just throw that name in like you know what you're talking about.
Yes, if you say Kobe during a football game, you'll be okay,
Yes,
Joe.
yes.
Third one, control the ball, control the game.
Do you know this is actually a success concept? Even in real estate, we say if you control the inventory, you dominate the market. It's the same thing.
You have to list to last.
You have to list to last, okay? And it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you don't control the ball, you don't win the game. And I can pull this off by going into that same thing and go, hey, man, it's just like life. If you don't control the ball, you don't win the game. You got to say it like you know what you're talking about.
That
Like
was
you're
convincing.
irritated.
That was very convincing.
See?
I was convinced
See?
about that. Okay.
See, the key to these is you can't use too many of them, right? You got to know when to just drop them in. You can't be making a comment every time a touchdown is made or a pass is dropped. You got to know when to throw them in.
Yes, you can't just throw it in. You got to pepper it.
You gotta pepper
lightly
it.
pepper
That's
it in there.
right. That's
All
right.
Here
What's
we
the
go.
next one?
Is this number 4? Did we?
I think that's number 4.
They dominate because they're a solid team.
Again, a life skill. All right, used properly. You know, who won the Super Bowl last year, Jay?
Oh, geez, I don't even remember.
Well, what's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport, I would probably say, is basketball. I haven't watched football probably in about like 2 years. I got burnt out on football. I did some football docuseries stuff, and I couldn't. If I watched another football game, I was probably just
You're gonna stick a pen in your own eye?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was bad. I don't think I.
So you like basketball? Who won the NBA last year?
That was the shoot, man.
Golden State Warriors?
No, Golden State. They lost. Actually, they lost to. Oh, geez, why?
Well, that's not the NBA.
Does Jay know sports? I don't know.
Does Jay know sports? Do you follow the NBA? You said basketball. You like college basketball or
Oh,
professional?
geez, I got to look it up now. This is
Okay.
horrible. Now, comment, please. This is going to definitely drive the comments.
See, this is the best part of the generic sports comment because people will then try to make a comment.
Oh, that's right. Toronto won. I tuned out on that one.
Toronto.
Yeah, I tuned out on that one.
Who was their star player?
Kawhi Leonard, who is no longer with Toronto after winning the finals. They thought he was going to go to the LA Lakers, but he actually ended up at the LA Clippers. Dum dum dum.
Dum dum dum.
Which upset a lot of people in LA because they thought they were going to have a stacked team with Kawhi and LeBron. That didn't happen. So it'll be interesting to see LA basketball this year.
Okay, I'm going to pick on LeBron.
Uh-oh.
All right. So I want you to know this is coming from a guy who knows nothing about sports. But I did follow a little bit the pseudo scandal when he left here and went to another team. Okay?
Gotcha. When he left Cleveland and originally went to Miami.
And originally went to Miami.
Gotcha.
LeBron is great, but doesn't have much loyalty.
Well, this brings up the next one. When a team quits, they lose.
Again, set in the proper setting. This one, I know you guys are laughing at me, but I've been in places where people shake their head. I can say something like this, and everybody in the room will go, wow, isn't that true? It's another life skill. The team that quits...
We
Jay?
skipped one.
Which one?
How are you going to win if you can't execute?
Oh, that's actually a precursor.
Two thumbs up on that one.
That's a precursor to the team who quits loses.
That is,
okay?
yeah. So you have to do. So how are you going to win if you can't execute? Needs to come before you say, listen, when a team quits, they lose.
I will tell you the best situation to say this. Your team is down by a larger percentage. 25, 30%. Even fans are disappointed at that point, right? So if you're a Patriots fan and the Patriots is down by three touchdowns, okay, you can say, how are you going to win if you can't execute? And then you say, the team, what is it, the team who...
When a team quits, they lose.
And here's the best part. If you say, you got to do it right too. You got to... When a team quits, they lose. If you say that, okay, somebody is going to go, man, he's right. Look at the way they're walking out of the huddle.
Yeah.
Look at the way they're walking. Look at the way they ended that play.
The next one, Joe, I'm not sure. I don't know about this next one. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This is yours, by the way.
Yeah, these are all mine.
Superstars don't win games. What?
Superstars.
Joe, please unpack that one for me. You're going to have to help me with that one.
Look,
Superstars don't win games?
Superstars don't win games. Teams win games.
Well, see, that follow-up wasn't there. That it just says super. If you
right, but you can leave it that way, and then when somebody looks at you like you're crazy, you go.
Then we need like some ... and then in some parentheses or something. We need to like something that you say after, like pause, wait for someone to say, "What the heck do you mean?" and then.
Superstars don't win games.
Superstars don't win games.
Again, we're talking about something that you can tag onto something else. Superstars don't win games. It's about the team that executes the basics.
Well, you're getting ahead of yourself. Don't spoil the end.
Oh.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the next one. Maybe it's time they switched it up.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Again, in that situation where your team is down, where everybody
So
in
the-
the room is a little disappointed in the way the game is rolling.
So the good running team that can't seem to get past the defensive line, you just pull that out.
Maybe it's time
they switched
maybe
it
it's
up.
time to switch it up. Maybe basketball. And I don't know what man-to-man or zone is. I can only imagine.
I'll give you a hint on what man-to-man is. It's in
Yeah.
the title.
Again, kind of like National Read a Book Day.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So here's the point. That can actually be also used in a general conversation. Doesn't have to be used at the game. When people are talking the next day, and again, you have to know how to play the silence, right? You listen to other people, and when they're talking about why their team lost or why their team is on a losing streak or why a certain player is not doing well, you can throw in, well, maybe it's time they switched it up. As if you expect them to
I think that
do
would
it.
anger a fan. Like that's like almost an obvious thing. Like they're losing, it's not going well, and someone says maybe they should switch it up. Like I would
See, but
I
then
think
you
that-
gotta
Giving my dirty looks.
Yeah, I'd have to give
but
you a
then
dirty
you gotta
look
be
on that one.
quiet and just shake your head and let them talk. See, then they'll tell you why switching it up.
And then when
doesn't
and then
work.
when they just throw it back to you, say yeah, I gotta go to the can real quick. I'll be right back, and then you just leave, bolt out.
Well, you can always hit them with, "Don't you agree?" You're gonna ask a question that elicits a response. You see,
This is starting to okay. Are you ready for the last one?
I'm ready for the last one.
And this is, I probably think, the best one. I'm glad you saved it for last. It's all about execution.
It's all about execution. I'm laughing because it's one of my favorites. Yeah, I know you're shaking your head, but I have been. My children know I know nothing about sports, and I actually have dozens more of these, dozens of them.
Let me see if I can put your list up here with you. Here, I'm going to put it on the B side here.
Okay.
There you go. So there's Joe's list. This
Here's
is what
Joe's
Joe
list.
sent me today. This is his passing phrases. This is his sports speak. So the cat's out of the bag. So if you were at a sporting event and Joe says any of the following, it's not rocket science. The team that puts the most points on the board wins. It's all about the mindset and skill. The team that makes the most mistakes loses. Control the ball, control the game. They dominate because they are a solid team. How are you going to win if you can't execute? When a team quits, they lose. Superstars don't win games. Maybe it's time they switched it up. And finally, it's all about execution. Please feel free to comment which one of these sports speak phrases is your favorite. And
Let me
Joe
give
will
you-
show up at your next sporting event and live deliver that line to you.
Let me give you my favorite, which I did not include.
Uh-oh. Here, I'm going to put it in the end here. Go ahead,
You ready?
Joe. I'm ready.
At its heart, it's a game of winning and losing.
I can't even type that.
But you got to say it like,
Give it to me one
you're
more-
Socrates.
At its heart. Go ahead. One more time.
At its heart, it's all a game of winning and losing.
All a game of winning and losing. ... And just leave it, right?
Now my best suggestion is, this is, like I said, I'm usually the guy in the kitchen helping cook the hors d'oeuvres. And so, or snacks, excuse me. At a sporting event, we don't have hors d'oeuvres. We have snacks.
So to invite Joe to your next sporting event, please email him at onejoeknows@gmail.com, and he will personally deliver any of his favorite sports phrases at your sporting event. And he will also make... What's your favorite dish to make?
I have all sorts of them.
So, and that will be a mystery. So you get all of Joe's phrases
That's
plus
right.
a mystery.
That's right.
A mystery
See,
dish.
again, I'm usually not sitting in front of the game, so what I will do is I will walk in, I will drop one of these comments, and walk out as if everything I said made sense.
So, Joe, we're way over on time today. This is what we call we're going into extra innings
Extra innings.
or overtime.
Yeah, or
we're in overtime right now.
That's usually a good thing, right?
That's a great thing. It's Friday. It's Friday and it's the internet. We can do whatever we want to, Joe.
That's right. Well, thanks for joining us. I guess that's Jay's hint that it's time to wrap up.
It's time to wrap it up, Joe.
I would normally thank you, Jay. Jay was
no
the
problem.
guest. Look, if you know anybody who should be a guest of mine on this show, I would ask you to reach out to me at onejoeknows@gmail.com. If you know anybody who would like an opportunity to market their business through sponsorship, please, again, reach out to me or to Jay at Southlake. I always mess it up.
It's the letter J at southlake.tv.
At southlake.tv. Either one of us will get the message. We'll reach back out to you. Let me see. I am Joe Carlisle. This has been Joe Knows Southlake. Obviously, Joe does not know sports, but you may. So reach out to me if you'd like to start a conversation. I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you sometime. Don't forget, there is greatness inside you. Dare today to let that greatness out. And I just want you to remember that I love you. Bye-bye.
My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes Southlake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows Southlake.